Are you thinking about moving to Canada, Ontario, Canada, especially in 2025, but you're trying to decide if Toronto is the better city for you or if Hamilton is the better city for you? Now, don't fret. Now, worry yourself because in today's video, I'll be breaking down both, showing you a comparison from the cost of living to real estate to the lifestyle and everything that each one has to offer, pros and cons, so that you can decide on which city is right for you for your 2025 move. Oh, but we're almost at the end of 2025. You might need this if you're thinking of migrating or relocating even in 2026. Let's jump right into the video. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to me here, my name is Yashika Turner. I'm your relocation realtor based here in Hamilton, Ontario, and I help families to relocate to thrive in Canada. And I break down simple real estate terms for you to understand and to get it real good. Now, first things first, let's look at the housing costs. And if you've done some research already, then you would be familiar with what to expect when it comes on to renting or even purchasing a home. Now, the average home price in Toronto is higher than Hamilton. Currently in 2025, it's over $1 million. While here in Hamilton, the average home price is lower, and this can fall in the category anywhere between $700,000 to $800,000. Now, definitely, if you want a decent starter home, you can even get this here in Hamilton for under $700,000. Yes, and I just did a video on how much you need exactly the average amount if you want to purchase your house as a first-time home buyer. So that's one, the cost of the housing price. Now let's look at renting in Hamilton compared to Toronto. Hamilton, of course, is cheaper for families and it offers a larger space. For example, here in Hamilton, you can get a basement apartment, 1-bedroom basement for anywhere between $1,900, or you can get a 2-bedroom anywhere between $2,200. In Toronto, it's going to be higher, closer to $3,000, between $2,500 to $3,000. So the bottom line is, if budget is your top priority, Hamilton gives you more space for your dollar, while Toronto comes with a premium for location and for access. So that's number one that you have to look at, the cost of living when it comes on to housing, or if you're planning on purchasing a house in the near future after moving here to Canada. Now let's look at the city, the lifestyle versus the community for both. Of course, Toronto is the big city, and of course, it's much busier. It has more diverse neighborhoods, nightlife, and bigger job market, job opportunity. Yes, there are more business structure there. There are more people there. So of course, there's going to be more opportunities for you maybe to get a job in Toronto. However, on the flip side, it might be more competitive because so many people are landing there and everybody and their mama are looking for jobs in Toronto. So it might be a little bit more competitive for you. Hamilton, which is a smaller city feel, family-friendly outdoor lifestyle, this offers a tighter knit community, right? It's not as busy, not as combusted, and not as hustle and bustle, right? Like Toronto, it gives a more small town, suburb feel, not really country feel, but a little less busier than Toronto. So with that said, Toronto gives a more big city, big vibes feel. So for example, if you're from Jamaica and you are used to like Kingston, then Toronto gives you that vibe, that feel, that nightlife, that entertainment, that, you know, the accessibility of everything is there in the big city. While Hamilton now feels more like, say you're in the country, you're in Mandeville, you're in Portland, St. Mary, you know, one of those other cities, right? One of those other parishes. Yesterday I call Jamaica, I talk about a city in Jamaica, one of those parishes, right? So That's the flip side. That's the difference. So persons prefer to live in Hamilton if you want a more quieter lifestyle. You want more nature, more waterfalls. Yes, we're the city of waterfalls. So they're more family friendly, just a slower pace, less traffic. Yes, less traffic. I don't like the traffic. So that's the difference when it comes on to lifestyle, choosing Toronto versus choosing Hamilton for your home base. Now let's look at the work and the commute for both. As I said, Toronto is the bigger city, more people, more job opportunity, but comes with the disadvantage of more competition. While Hamilton is a smaller city, but gives you job opportunities, especially in healthcare. If you're a nurse, thinking of moving, coming here soon, I'm also a nurse, then Hamilton has some opportunities when it comes on to different types of healthcare, not just hospitals, but agencies, long-term cares, and a wide variety of different options. For example, I always like to put myself in the shoe. When I just came to Canada, I was living in Mississauga. That's a part of the GTA, Greater Toronto area, right? And while I was job searching, I was not able to find a job in Mississauga or Brampton or in the GTA, right? So what brought me to Hamilton is the opportunity to get a job here in Hamilton. And when I moved here, it was, I thought it was a temporary move, but it ended up being a permanent move over 14 years now. And I'm still here in Hamilton because it offers all the basic things that I need. Job opportunities, housing is cheaper, and neighborhoods are safer. So it gives a little bit more better living compared to your depending on your budget and how much and you can commute. Afford. So in Toronto, there are the what you call them? I don't remember them. The streetcars, and the transit system. I think because it's more people there, so it's a faster pace, and you don't have to drive when you're in Toronto because there's an opportunity for the streetcars, for the public transport, for Uber, for the GO trains and everything right there in the vicinity. But say, for example, you choose to live in Hamilton and you want to commute to Toronto, there is the GO train, there is the GO bus, and that's usually about an hour distance in between the both cities, right? So if you decide that, you know what, you want to work in Hamilton, you want to live in Toronto, or vice versa, then that's where the opportunity comes in with the accessibility of the public transport. So that's all set up and that's all good to go when it comes on to traveling between both cities. Another pro of living in Hamilton is the proximity to Niagara Falls. Yes, we're about 45 minutes to an hour from Niagara Falls, which is the border, which holds the border of the US, Buffalo, right? So that's another benefit or another advantage of leisure and activities and of stuff that you want to do, because persons, when they want to go to Niagara Falls, they have to drive almost 2 hours. So we're in Hamilton is in the middle, almost the middle of Toronto and Niagara Falls, right? So you have the option of traveling to Toronto for entertainment or traveling to Niagara Falls for entertainment. So you're in the middle of each. You're not stuck in a busy city with always combusted and hustle and bustle. You're living in a quiet city and you go to what you want, when you want, and how you want it, right? If you're enjoying this video, let me know by hitting the like button and comment if you have any questions or anything that you're curious to know more about Canada. Now let's look at the cost of living beyond housing. Now let's look at groceries and food and everything else, right? So grocery, utilities, transport. Hamilton might be a bit cheaper. Maybe for some things, but you find maybe for, say, West Indian stores or Caribbean stores, you don't have that many options to choose from. It's limited. We have some Caribbean stores, some Caribbean grocery stores, some Caribbean restaurants, but I think it might be more expensive because it's more competition and it's less competition compared to Toronto. So Toronto, things might be cheaper, especially when it comes on to maybe the Caribbean restaurants, because you have so many Caribbean restaurants in one vicinity, right? So things like that might be a little bit more expensive, but the groceries might be on the cheaper side. when it comes on to buying grocery shopping and all that stuff, right? So grocery, utilities, transportation might be cheaper in Hamilton, but entertaining and dining, Toronto offers more variety, but on the pricier side. So if you're a little bit more bougie and you're looking for more luxury, then Toronto might be the place. So the bottom line is, if you are still undecisive of should you choose to live or to migrate or to settle in Toronto, or should you choose to settle in Hamilton, and this all comes down to, it all boils down to your budget, your lifestyle, and what you really hope to accomplish in the near future after moving here to Canada, right? So Toronto, as I said, gives you the more city feel with the hustle and the bustle. So if you're a younger person, you're looking for the nightlife, that constant entertainment, that just constant movement, and all the stores, the name brand stores, the malls and everything, then Toronto might be the place for you. But if you're just looking for a more peaceful, serene, quieter city, then Hamilton might be the place for you if you're landing with family, right? So Hamilton is on the cheaper side, and it offers more affordability, more space, and more balanced lifestyle. So if that sounds like somewhere that you're interested in moving, guess what? I've created a Hamilton City Guide just for you. It's packed with lots of resources and more information to help you to make this decision, help you to make this choice of where you want to settle. I'll leave it in the comments, in the description, so that you can go and get your free copy. And if you're interested in finding an apartment, a house, or, you want to move here to Hamilton, I'm your Hamilton home girl. Hit me up and I'm happy to help you. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end. Wow, good. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.